Oh yes, I speak emphatically, dogmatically, from premises that are uncertain. I choose to trust. I don't know. And from certain axioms or assumptions I choose, well then yes, you can infer what the consequences are with some degree of logical reasoning. But your conclusions are only as useful as the validity of the underlying assumptions. I mean, I take it that with the Jesus story, God is our heavenly dad, loves us. If that's not the case, then the conclusions I draw are going to be very suspect indeed, aren't they? Do you see? And it's hardly surprising if my basic assumptions and axioms aren't biased to my experience as a human being. Of course. That might not be seen as valid from someone with different experience. Of course. And that's consistent, isn't it, with you can only truly worship your God where your God is defined as the personification of what you truly worship. Sounds circular. What do you value? Now, of course, your values can change with further experience or further experience of thought about such. And you sort of make it more consistent, clean it up, change certain ones, drop certain values, and so on. So the notion that all will end up at the same view of God is extremely suspect because you come from different experiences. But I can't envisage a harmony, and I value harmony, in any other way. That somehow either they can have the same values ultimately, all life, or there's going to be some tension and problems, which is not from my experience, what I understand to be a perfect heaven. Perhaps heaven could be perfect in some way with discord. Doesn't sound... Discord is negative, isn't it? It's very hard not to see it as negative. So I may see my basic assumptions and values as inevitable, but know that I'm a child and can have it wrong. Do you see the importance of treating no one as guru? And if they're behaving as such, well, there's something suspect going on. Call no man master. One is your God in heaven, your heavenly Father. That's Jesus' approach. Do I know that the Jesus story is valid in that respect? No. Do I trust that it is? Oh, yes. Why? Well, now, because of my experience of trusting in the past. but go back in the past to some point in time, what I call conversion or being born again, or anyway, when I was 24, I suddenly realized I wanted God to exist. And that didn't just change everything subsequently, but instantly at the moment. My whole attitude to God had changed. Before it was make-believe, fiction, and not useful. In fact, very risky thing to put your trust in. You've got to face reality at some time. It's not true. But I'd gone through an experience that made me... I was in love, of course. Want God to exist. That's different. Now I go down a different track. He's born again. His values are all reorganized according to his desire for God to exist. And his thought that he didn't realize he didn't want God to exist. Well, he did realize that, but what? I can't work it out. But I knew I was suddenly on a high. And if you think of that, I still haven't found what I'm looking for. I sort of think to myself, but I have. Wow. How amazing. I didn't even know I was looking for it. I just thought I was okay perfecting what I had. Trying to make the world a better place. And me in it. I don't mean I wasn't seeking to become a better person, but it didn't include God. Did it include the supernatural? Well, it certainly included things like the values that we associate with God, like loyalty and, integrity, keeping a word, helpfulness, kindness, not taking revenge, not punishing. I didn't believe in punishment. No, that's not my God, as I would say now, but I wouldn't have said that then. Yeah. Thank you, Heavenly Dad.